Welcome to the Ward's Way Podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome today to the Ward's Way podcast, where we're going to talk about lessons learned by amazing business leaders. And today I'm very fortunate to have with me Mr. Merrit of Merrit Boatyard. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Nice to be here.
I know. Wow. And you know what? I think you are such a mystery. I don't know that a lot of people know that there's a Roy Merrit with Merrit Boatworks.
Well, we like to, I'm not saying take pride, but I'm not saying we're cheap, but we don't advertise.
Okay.
We like staying under the radar, and to me, that's a form of advertising. As a boat builder, I like to be known as the one who doesn't have to go to boat shows or advertise.
You know what? That's true. That's true.
It,
People come to you.
Well, it's worked out pretty good.
I think so.
And I've saved a lot of money.
So why don't you like to go to boat? Now, I see you at boat shows. You just don't exhibit at boat shows.
No, I don't exhibit. I used to go to them. I don't anymore.
No. Yeah.
My feet don't hold up quite as good as they used to. And,
well, you know what? Probably the boat shows of the past were probably a little bit nicer too. I feel like some of the boat shows now have gotten so big and so vast. So,
well, they're always interesting. It's nice walking around. You get to see. The only time I see people in the industry is when I go to a boat show.
Yeah. See, but now we have a podcast, and look, we've talked a couple times in the last couple of weeks because of this.
Yeah, we sure have.
We have, and we have over the years too. So why don't you tell all the listeners about Merrit? Tell us about what you do, how you got started.
Okay, well, Merrit's Boatyard is a full-service boatyard. We service boats. We build boats. We probably have about, 80, 90 people working for us. We've been there since 1948, 47, 48.
Same location?
Same location.
Wow.
It was a swamp when my grandfather bought it, and we've been buying up the neighborhood. We started with 7 acres. Now we got over 13.
Wow.
So it's a nice piece of property. It's of course we get a lot of offers all the time, but we're committed to what we're doing, and money doesn't mean everything.
No, you're right.
And so it's more important to me personally to have a place like that to go to work and do what you do. It's just what you do in life. That's who we are. But anyway, we've been actually our family started out up the New River here about 1926. My grandfather came down on a boat with 5 children, and I know they were in 1926 hurricane. They had a barge run into the boat. There was free dockage the west side of Andrews Avenue Bridge.
Okay.
Well, he saw people going out fishing and getting paid for it. He thought that was a good idea. So that led into what he started doing in life, and his sons followed. And, you need a place to go work on your boats. And it just so happened after, a few years, he bought a little piece of property to take care, like a homestead, take care of his boats, and here we are today.
And I don't think I knew that you were third generation.
Yeah, I was definitely third generation.
Well, because I'm third generation. So aren't we supposed to be the ones that completely
blow it,
mess it all up, right?
Well, the difference is it's we grew up so poor, and in my early years it was still kind of poor. So I never had that
worry
much handed to me at a young age.
Right. So you're not worried about blowing it. You've done a great job. You shouldn't really have to worry about that at all.
No, we're doing okay.
No, but your boats have a really great reputation of being solid. You have a lot of, you and I have talked in the past that almost, how much of a percentage, I don't want to speak for you, but is repeat customers. Don't you have, for the most part, repeat customers that have had your boats, buy a new boat, sell that other boat?
No, that's true. We just we just started a boat this week for Tyson family. This will be their 4th build, next generation.
Wow.
Everyone we're building for now is a repeat customer.
Okay, good. So 100%.
It's 100%.
Wow. So what over the years have you, I know this is a very loaded question. What over the years do you think has changed the most in boat building?
Well, it's gotten a lot more sophisticated, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the way we build them is the way we build them, the way you equip them, the way you and thanks to Wards, of course.
Thank you.
You do our electric panels for us, and
But we've noticed those change over the years, the size of the panels, the amount of equipment that's on the boat,
Well, these people, these boats are pretty expensive anymore. And they got this, they got the spinners that keep you stable, just everything you can imagine they got, and it's the systems are a lot more sophisticated than they used to be.
Yeah. Well, we've noticed that too. It seems like on the sport fish side before, and obviously you'll be able to answer this better than me, but it seemed like it was keep them light, keep them fast, don't overcomplicate it. And I feel like that's perhaps gone out the window a little.
Well, no, I wouldn't say keep them simple. We try and build them simple, and it goes like this with the people we deal with. They want it all.
Yeah.
They want the comforts, they want the speed, they want anything you can give them. Of course, I'm dealing with a real thin crowd, extremely rich, and I know it's a thin market I deal in, but that's what we deal in.
Right. But I mean, they have choices on where they could be spending their money on these toys, and they really they love their boats. Like you're saying, 100% of them are repeat customers. They've had boats, so they obviously trust in what you build for them.
Well, there's probably a little more to it than that. We're in a unique position. See, there's some builders that are building in a barn somewhere. There's very few places, and actually probably none in South Florida, that you can buy a boat and drive it in to where they built it.
True.
So that's we're in a
That's
unique,
true.
We're in a unique position, I think.
I think so too. And that's probably why you have such a good part of the market.
Well, doesn't hurt.
No. So talk to me about your employees. Is this how many you've had and kept over the years? Have you grown? How many do you remember starting with? I know, for example, we've talked about it in our own company that, I think I was the 21st employee and now we're in the 50s. But how many employees do you remember your dad having or
Well, when
you started?
Well, back probably, 30, 40 years ago, there was probably 25 maybe. But over time, we expanded the operation and we started building bigger boats, and we don't. It's not even mentioned to anyone we're selling to, but I know they expect to be able to drive in and get taken care of, and we have to facilitate that
And make room. Yeah. And
yeah, they don't. They're always courteous. Say we give you time, but I know darn well that they're going to drive it in when they need to.
Yes. And I know I often explain that to people that aren't in the marine industry. Everybody, if you're in a luxury market, everybody understands their customer is wanting to be a high priority and their customer is going to be in a hurry. But for the most part, their customer can likely not take their product with them and leave. Whereas in our industry, that boat is going to leave. It's not like it's a house where, they might be frustrated with you, but they're not going to pick up their house and leave. Our customers, they will get into their boat and they have a place they need to go, and we want to help them get there.
No, they expect that from you. So you've got to make that happen somehow.
Yeah.
And I know it's difficult these days because after a while you got to say, who am I really going to take care of here?
No, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Well, I know even for us, you guys are obviously a top priority. We know that when you guys call and say, we got a boat coming in, this captain, like they're trying to get out on a trip soon, we go ahead and do that. But that's a relationship.
Well,
being built.
It's a relationship with your customers. It's a relationship with Wards. I know you take care of us real good, and we appreciate it, and we kind of depend on it too.
Well, we do too. I mean, we're all in this business together, so it's important for us to. We want you to always keep calling us. So the way that's going to happen is we need to come make sure we do a good job, and I think our relationship has evolved over the years. And what else have you seen evolve over the years in working with? Do you see more? Some of the yards, I would say they see more subs coming in and out. Yes, you work with us, but don't you do a lot of your work in-house?
We do most of the work in-house, but anywhere there's so many specialties we have to deal with, you do both.
Right.
I don't care if it's the guy's got that sonar in the boat. Of course, electronics is something all its own. But there's just a whole bunch of things you got to do both to get things done anyway.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed probably in the yards and in boats, it seems like more yards kind of specialize more so than it used to be. A boatyard was a boatyard. Now it's different. It's like our primary market is sport fishing boats. We haul, trawlers, yachts, whatever.
Sure.
We haul up to about 100 feet, and but sport fish boats is our main thing. And then the other thing that's changing too, the under 50 market is all outboards now. The inboard market is totally going away. And I look out in the yard, we'll have half a dozen outboards hauled out because they're doing service work on the engines. And I complain once in a while, what are we hauling this stuff for? And they come in, they go out real quick, and part of what we do.
Why do you think that changed? Why do you think that size boat in the 40-foot range switched to outboards versus inboards?
People feel more comfortable with an outboard. They know if that engine goes bad, they can bolt on a new one. But an inboard can get very costly.
Okay.
There's something else too. The guy who runs his own boat, he doesn't really want to crawl in the bilges.
Okay.
If you got an outboard, just put gas in and go use it. And every 100 hours, you can do a service. Like it
Sure.
could be,
Flush them out.
It's more convenience for them.
Okay.
Convenient for them. There I go. So in some ways, you can see the comfort they have with it, and you got better speed.
Yeah.
They think it's less maintenance. Maybe parts of it is, and parts of it isn't, because the service on these outboards is expensive.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's the main thing we've seen. And but the old 40-foot boat with a couple inboards, we're seeing less and less all the time.
Can I ask, do you have a favorite project, a favorite boat you built? Is that that's kind of a hard
it's usually
question.
the one I'm building.
Right? The current one you're building?
No, we build right now. We're building an 88-foot boat, and we're building a 77.
Okay.
And the 77, it's we selected that after other boats we built to build because it represents something you can be pretty fishable and get a lot of speed at the same time.
Okay.
Where the 88 is a lot more comfort, not quite as fast.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't want an 88-foot boat either, but the 77, we got quite a few orders right now.
Do you find that it gets, the bigger the boat and the more that, it does give you a little bit room, does it become more complicated? Does that,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not saying they don't get that much more complicated, but the things they can do to the inside greatly
Okay, the
increases.
interior.
The bigger the boat, I don't care if it's from a 30-footer to a 50-footer. There's a lot more things you can dream up, and that's what we do. People dream them up, and we try and work out their dreams.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
So what about the elections? Can't get past this time without talking about the elections. How do you think the elections are going to affect our industry? Your customers, your clients, anybody really talking about it, worried about it?
They're talking about it.
Yeah.
What we've noticed, we also sell brokerage boats. It seems like everything has kind of stopped.
I was going to say, are people waiting? I'm getting that sense
Well,
too.
nobody feels good about what could happen with on the Democratic side. So,
Okay.
you know, it is when people don't know what to do, they do nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect what we do. But I got another project going. It's a catamaran boat I'm building.
Yeah.
And I'm asking them, I was asking their financial people yesterday, so, sales have slowed down on what they're building, and what you're building for us is okay. What do you see? And he says, well, we're preparing for the future in case she gets in. I don't know what that means, but some people feel that way, definitely.
Yeah. I hear it too. I hear it. So for us, we have multiple layers of customers, and I would say our biggest customer base that's concerned with it are other contractors and people that we're a supplier to, that they worry and say, what are you hearing? Are the boats still coming? And, our yards are set to be very full. from now until the end of the year. But again, you have your very specific market. You have the super yacht market. You have the cruisers. I mean, they're all very different
Well,
in how they're going to be impacted.
we have a marine supply company too, and they in a lot of the bigger yards, a lot of the bigger work this summer has been slower than usual. Now, does that mean that people are just using your boats more this summer? I don't know, but it's definitely there.
Yeah.
We're doing good, but there's some soft spots here and there.
Yeah.
And again, the smaller boat like outboards, that market is just about stopped. If you've had orders, you fill them out, but there's not a lot of new stuff behind it.
Do you think it was so falsely inflated for so long? Because I feel like it was just so on fire for years.
It was. There's people in the industry, they call them COVID boats. People bought a lot of boats, so it brought on people expanding their capacity and a lot more people getting into it. Now there's a glut of everything. And it's definitely, it's if you're in that business and that, I'm glad I'm not.
Right.
But
no, it's true though.
It's there.
It's tough. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of inventory. I've been talking to people about the upcoming show. Now, I know that you don't exhibit in a show, but do the shows tend to bring about more transactions for you since you guys also sell? Is that a time when people go, well, I happen to be here for the show, or completely irrelevant from it? You're not really...
No, I don't think it does anything. Sometimes there's people, like in selling of used boats, there's some people that will come to Lauderdale and they might one last look and look around. There's some of that, but we don't.
For the most part, they already know what they're going to buy and what they're going to do.
No, even it's really funny on used stuff. We've always got about 10 of our own boats for sale. Now I got two.
Okay.
And that's unusual. It's real tight, and maybe it's just crazy timing, but usually when people come to us, they kind of know what they want.
Yeah.
It's not their first boat.
I would imagine that. Question, do you guys do a rendezvous? Do you do a Merrit rendezvous with all of your customers getting together?
No,
you call it
we
something
don't
out
do
there where it's
anything.
private like that?
I don't even have a company logo.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's not official. It's just what we put on.
Okay.
Just what we put on shirts sometimes.
All right.
No, we're kind of real laid back.
But that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Listen, if you're a success, there's no reason to not be laid back. I think it's a great thing. But I do know, I feel like a lot of your customers are so loyal that they probably would. I remember going to one of your hull christenings, and I mean, it was full. Yes, there were contractors like myself that had participated, and you had all of your employees. But I also noticed it was like a lot of other Merrit owners were there to kind of see your latest, Yeah,
there's some of that. They want to see something all finished up. And,
yeah.
If they're local, they're not going to fly in to see that.
No.
But they're gonna. Some will show up and.
Right. Just want to see the latest and greatest.
Yeah, that's basically how it works.
Okay, so I have a question for you. What do you see for the future for Merrit? What is there anything coming up right around the corner exciting that you're going to be announcing? New logo?
I better work on that.
Okay,
all
right.
No, the only thing we're doing different right now, which has been a really interesting project, I got hooked up with and have done Jimmy Buffett's work for a while.
Okay.
Got to know him pretty good, and we took a 42 Freeman hull and finished it.
Yep.
And then he wanted us to do a bigger boat, and we did. We're working on it, and it's something we don't usually do, but it's kind of a fun project to do. So I got a couple of them being built right now, and it's the thing's 56 foot long, and it's a product no one else has got.
Okay.
I'm not going to try and explain it to you, but it's
But that's great.
It's set up it's like a sport fish boat with outboards.
Okay. Interesting.
And, yeah.
Well, I like to hear that it's a fun project, and it sounds like you're getting kind of excited to be a part of it and do it. And
yeah, it's we got a bunch of them spoken for, and it's we got a few things to get over, but how it gets finished and stuff like that. But it's okay. It's okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm happy that it's exciting for you. Anything? Any parting words of wisdom that you'd like to tell?
No, I'd just like to, thank you and your gang at Ward's. Great job they've done over the years. It's kind of nice. I feel like we're related in one sense. Both of us have businesses started about the same time,
right? And
it's still family owned.
Yes.
And going to stay that way. I don't know
yes.
about you, but it will on this
No,
end.
it's going to stay that way too. Actually, we have a 4th generation already working. Yep.
Well, anyway, it's you've all done a great job. You got the greatest reputation out there, and like I said, I know I can call up and
absolutely anytime,
and you take good care of us.
We try, but I do think that our relationship, and this is why I asked you to be here, because I know we were talking back and forth, but one of the reasons is because we have such a strong company relationship, but also human relationship. It is like we're family in that we've worked together for decades, and our companies have been together for decades, and we plan on seeing that well into the future.
Well, your customer might not tell you this, but they like the fact that there's some wards in that building and that in your office and your shop. They know the difference.
Yes.
They might not tell you, but they know.
They do? Good to know. That's the Ward's way.
That's right.
Well, thank you for being here today, Roy.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I appreciate it and look forward to all the upcoming projects.
You got them. We plan on keep doing them.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Okay, well,
thank
you.
You got it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.